Thank you. The news doesn't stop here. The Today Show is coming up next. And they're going to be celebrating the grand reopening of some of the most beloved Broadway shows of all time after so long.
Yeah, I saw Hoda, Savannah, Al, Craig, they're all late last night. They're back up this morning, so it looked like they had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to share that with you. We hope to see you back here for the NBC4 News at 11 a.m. Right now, I'll take you outside for a live look from Mount Wilson. Live news, weather, and traffic continues here all morning long.
Good morning. Breaking overnight, California Governor Gavin Newsom survives a historic attempt to remove him from office.
And thank you for rejecting this recall.
The voter turnout massive, the end result decisive. This morning, the message delivered to both parties from coast to coast. We're live with the very latest. On the move, heavy rain across the South this morning as the remnants of Nicholas bring new misery to states still trying to recover from Hurricane Ida. Roads flooded, power knocked out to hundreds of thousands. We're live in Louisiana, and Al will tell us where the storm is heading next. Going Rogue, the new book revealing the final days of the Trump presidency, including America's top general fearing the president could start a nuclear war with China. Just ahead, what he did in secret to avoid that potential disaster and what the former president is now saying about it all. Stunning twist. The South Carolina lawyer shot in the head on the side of the road, now accused of plotting his own attack. This morning, how Alec Murdaugh is explaining himself when his attorney joins us for an exclusive live interview, and what police are saying about the investigation into the murders of his own wife and son. All that, plus one of a kind.
It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
The superstars of comedy celebrating the life and influence of SNL's Norm Macdonald. And Raise the Curtain, Broadway's biggest musicals roar back to life with star-studded surprises.
It's up to you what you want.
And yes, a little help from today.
3, 2, 1.
We will take you inside an unforgettable night of music, dancing, and joy.
There's no place like home.
And we'll give our regards to Broadway today, Wednesday, September 15th, 2021.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Today on this Wednesday morning. So glad to have you with us. We've got that Broadway glow. What a night.
It was unbelievable. If you've ever been to a professional football game, you'll know what it feels like to be in one of those Broadway theaters. The cheering, the screaming. Like, I think of all the Broadway shows I've ever been to, that night with you was my favorite.
It was an electric night on Broadway after long months away. We'll get to that. But first, we have a lot to get to.
We do, including all eyes on the Gulf Coast once again, Savannah.
Yes, some 200,000 people still without power as Nicholas continues to dump heavy rain on that region, leading to major flooding there. Morgan Chesky is in hard-hit Louisiana for us this morning. Al has the full forecast coming up.
Meantime, take a live look at Cape Canaveral, where tonight 4 non-astronauts, just ordinary Americans, will be launched into space aboard that SpaceX rocket. We are there live.
But we're going to start this morning in California. This breaking news overnight. Governor Gavin Newsom holding on. He has survived an attempt to remove him from office in that recall election. It's being seen as a win for Democrats on the national stage, heading into next year's midterm elections. NBC's Jacob Soboroff joins us now from Sacramento. Jacob, good morning.
All right, Morgan Chesky for us there in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Morgan, thank you.
Let's bring Al into the conversation. Those flooding concerns are real, and where is it headed next?
Well, we've got a slow mover on our hands. We've already seen almost 14 inches of rain in Galveston, almost 4 inches in New Orleans, and it's not quite done yet. We do have those flood watches for 6 million people. Rainfall rates 2 to 3 inches per hour, stretching from Louisiana all the way to almost to Tallahassee with this system pushing forward. Right now, it's 15 miles northeast of Port Arthur, 30-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving east at only 3 miles per hour. You can walk faster than this thing, and it just kind of meanders now through Louisiana and then on into Mississippi. It is just taking its own sweet time, just hanging around. We are looking at a lot of heavy rain still continuing. Isolated amounts on top of what's already fallen, almost 10 inches of rain. And the other thing we're watching Invest 96L just to the east of the Bahamas. You look at the chance of development over the next 2 days, we're looking at a 60% chance, and it comes awfully close to the Carolina. To be watching this very closely over the next 72 hours. Guys?
All right, Al, thank you. 16 minutes past the hour. You got a national look, Mr. Roper?
We sure do. We've got some severe storms that are going to be making their way across the Great Lakes, on into the Northeast and into the mid-Atlantic states today. Heavy rain, of course, down to the south in the Gulf because of the remnants of Nicholas. Plenty of sunshine around the Great Lakes. The desert heat continues, and that fire risk in the Western Plains still very strong. We're going to get to your local forecast coming up in the next 30 seconds.
We're all just people made out of the same old dirt, and God didn't make any junk.
The Jim and Tammy Show.
If you're not giving, you cannot be a blessed person.
Amen.
We're challenging Christians to open their hearts.
We're not doing anything wrong, though.
Is that a question?
Steve is a patient of AIDS.
You need to get her under control.
I built you an empire.
I built you an empire.
I won't go forward looking in the rearview mirror of my life.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Rated PG-13.
This weather update is sponsored by Spectrum Mobile.
Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's foggy and chilly out there, so grab the sweater if you have to leave the house and give yourself some extra time and space from that car in front of you if you have to get on the roads. Temperatures today cooler than yesterday in the 70s, and we have this streak lasting all the way into the weekend. Over in the Valley's IE, a warm one. Still some 90s possible in the Inland Empire. In the deserts, 94, 105. A cooler weekend, 80s and 90s. Yay! Finally in the mountains, 75.
Good Wednesday morning as we take a live look at Long Beach. You can see how overcast it is out there. It's nice and cool and crisp. It's 7:26. I'm Adrian Arambula. Governor Newsom will keep his job. He defeated the recall effort with a resounding victory. NBC4's McCall Medina live with a look at the overnight results. McCall, good morning.
Good morning, Adrian. Good morning, everybody. In a normal election, we call this a landslide. Here's a look at the numbers really quickly for you. Still being counted right now, but the no on the recall with nearly 60% of the vote in. That's 5.8 million Californians voting against the recall. 36% of the voters voting yes. A clear vote of confidence for the governor this morning. Now, on the second question, which is considering the loss of the recall, radio talk show host Larry Elder running away with it. Nearly 2.4 million votes, nearly 47% of those voters. Elder, by the way, conceded the election and didn't say if he planned to run in the regular gubernatorial election, which is next year, where the top two vote getters from the primary go on to the November ballot, regardless of that primary or their party. That election is just 14 months away. We're live in the newsroom. I'm Colin Medina for Today in LA.
McCullough, thank you for that. All right, let's check in with Robin Winston right now. Robin, it started off well enough, and then things really took a turn for the worse. How's it looking out on the roads?
It did indeed make it go away, Adrian. There's so much heavy traffic out there, and now we have a new accident that's working here. This is in Linwood. So an injury crash involving a motorcyclist that spun out westbound 105 at Long Beach Boulevard. That's being cleared from the carpool lane. But look at all of that heavy traffic there leading up to the scene. It's backed up in both directions, but behind the crash, it's going to be solid from the 710. So keep that in mind. That pushes up your drive time to 44 minutes for the 105 west from the 605 heading over to the airport LAX. You don't want to be late for that flight, so get out there extra early. The 5 also busy, 44 minutes Valencia to downtown LA, 62 minutes for South 14. Palmdale making your way over to Newhall.
I'd like to solve the puzzle, Alex.
This isn't Wheel of Fortune.
Who is Andre the Giant?
Is that an answer to a question?
No, I was just wondering who is Andre the Giant.
We are back with the laughs that Norm Macdonald provided us with, his impersonations of Burt Reynolds, one of the many ways he shined on his time at SNL. And just ahead, we're going to talk to some of the fellow comedy icons, how they are celebrating his life and career. He passed of cancer, and a lot of people didn't even know he was still.
He was only 61, but he will definitely be missed.
Yeah.
We've got a busy half hour ahead this morning, and we're going to start with yet another bizarre twist in those mysterious cases surrounding a prominent legal family in South Carolina. It's 8 o'clock on Today. Coming up, staying put. California's Governor Gavin Newsom declaring victory in the recall election.
We are enjoying an overwhelmingly no vote tonight.
So what happens next? We're live with the very latest. Then alarming toll, the new report claiming Instagram can have a negative impact on young girls, and top tech officials know it.
It's obviously extremely difficult when you open up your phone and you see this feed of endless amounts of perfect photos.
Just ahead, how the social media site is responding. Plus, remembering Norm Macdonald, comic icons this morning honoring the SNL legend.
Live from New York, Saturday night.
Who died at age 61 after a private battle with cancer.
Yeah, I found this backstage, oversized hat. It's funny.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. It's funny. It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
A look back at the moments that had us all laughing. And Broadway is back. We're wicked.
We are here at the Lion King.
The house is open.
Welcome, Hamilton.
From the surprises that swept us off our feet. To the magical moments we can't stop talking about. We'll give you a front row seat to the big return we've all been waiting for today, Wednesday, September 15th, 2021.
From Austin, Texas, on our 10th anniversary trip.
Celebrating our 40th birthdays.
From Tampa, Florida.
We're the Dooley Triplets from Hudson, Ohio. And we're turning 11. Dooley's rule.
Sending a shout out to
Mom and Aunt Colleen.
We love you.
First time in New York.
Because Tim's turning 55.
We're the English family from Arlington, Virginia, and we want to wish my mom, Sally, a very happy birthday on today.
Good morning. Welcome back to Today, Wednesday morning, middle of the week. Glad to have you along with us. We had a big night last night.
I'm a little bleary-eyed this morning.
Cannot wait to share it, though.
Broadway's back.
Yep. It is in a big way. Let's get to your news at 8 o'clock. California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom has survived a recall election that could have seen him replaced with a conservative talk radio host. NBC's Jacob Soboroff joins us from the state capitol in Sacramento with the latest. Jacob, good morning.
The best part is when we shot that, which you'll see next week, we had our audience back, so we're kind of coming out of that pandemic shooting. But I'll tell you about Ariana. She was such a huge fan of the show before she became a coach. That really helped because she knows the show really well. She knows that Blake and Kelly, how they work, and our talent's great this year. So we're super psyched to have
I love
Ariana.
looking at you and Blake's baby pictures.
Oh, my
10 years ago.
wow. It's like when you see the president 2 years later, things have changed.
Job ages.
It's 10 years.
Still quite handsome.
Thanks. Well, what a blessing to do. The show's just been such a great thing for all of us, and there's so much great talent. We're excited for you to see the new season.
Yeah, it's back. It's back. We're all going to be watching when The Voice premieres next Monday, Tuesday night, only on NBC. Congratulations.
Something for the whole family to get together and watch.
It is.
Nice.
It is.
That's not a lot of that these days.
Yeah.
All right, and coming up on the third hour, Steph Brule is going to save you some money. When should you book that holiday trip? And how you should protect your purchase.
And a little later on, Hoda and Jenna, we got Emmy and Tony winner Nathan Lane. How
royalty.
Wow. Yes. Broadway. Now we got a Broadway star. So we'll have that and a lot more. But first, guys, a look at your local news and weather.
Today is now a podcast, available every morning. Listen wherever you get your podcast.